Well, good Saturday morning. Welcome to New Thought Talk. I am the Reverend Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center located in beautiful downtown Madera. Welcome to the show today. Boy, have I got a show today for you. You know, New Thought is a powerful, powerful philosophy. But one of the things that carries this philosophy is the music that is generated in it. And we have in New Thought just a great field of New Thought musical performers. And we have annually now, and this is the fourth year, a New Thought Music Festival that takes place in Southern California. And so my guest today is the founder and producer of the New Thought Music Festival, a fellow by the name of Yankee. He hosts this, and this guy's got an incredible background in music. He's been with Roger Daltrey, Ray Charles, Harry Connick Jr., Johnny Mathis. I mean, just a heck of a background. And he brings this all, plus 12 years as a solo performer at the Centers for Spiritual Living Center in Riverside, California. Yankee, welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you on this show today, my friend.
Thank you, Steve. It's so great to be here, and it's such a pleasure to meet you and your audience.
Well, it is. It's a pleasure to meet you, too. And I didn't take a lot of time to give your background, but we talked a little bit about it. Why don't you bring my audience up to speed? You have an extensive background in music. It says here going back to about age 14, Al.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know how far back you want to go, but yes, in my youth in Oregon, we had a garage band that was, I guess, a training ground for playing before audiences. We started out, it was the 60s, and everybody wanted to be a rock and roll star, including me. So that's what we did. And then from there, I went on to music school, and I ended up going on the road with the Stan Kenton Orchestra for 3 years, and then the Harry Blackstone Magic Show for another year. And then following that, I joined the Air Force and was in the Air Force Band and retired out of the Air Force in the 1990s.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And when you were with the Air Force Band, you were at the 50th anniversary of Mount Rushmore? You played there?
That was one of the big events that we did. That was a great thing. It was actually an event that was put on by Radio City Music Hall.
Cool.
And it had an all-star lineup, including then President George Bush, and Jimmy Stewart and Barbara Eden and Billy D. Williams. It was all doing their bit. We had a flyby. It was all broadcast on CNN. It was really a memorable thing for us all.
Oh, that's what an incredible experience. And you wrote the Stealth fanfare. Was that for that particular event, or was that for something else?
That was not. That was interesting. That was the only time in my military career where I had to have a secret clearance. I got called into my commander's office, and he said, "I'm going to tell you something, and you can't tell anybody." And because he was assigning me, the task to compose the music for the rollout of this, what was then a secret bomber. It was the stealth bomber. And so I composed a thing, and the band rehearsed it, and they didn't even know why. They just got on the bus that day and drove up to Edwards Air Force Base and played this thing, and there was a crowd there, and again, television cameras, and I think that's available on YouTube somewhere if anybody wants to see that rollout.
Well, that's pretty amazing, Al. So you bring all this music background, and then at some point in time, tell me, how was it that you found New Thought? And in particular, you were with a religious science organization.
Well, I wasn't looking for it at all. I was a musician for hire, and I had played at many churches of all kinds of descriptions, and that was a wonderful background. I even played at a Christian megachurch for a few years and had some of that. A friend of mine was the music director at the Riverside Center, and the fellow that he had playing saxophone and flute for him, had to retire, and he asked if I would be interested in coming by, and I said sure, and it was for me it was a gig. That's
Yeah.
all it was. And and I have to admit that I sat there and listened to the talks
Mm-hmm.
for years, literally for years, before I started to have any kind of a. I always thought that it was a good, positive message,
Yeah.
but not necessarily for me.
Yeah.
But unlike somebody else who might not come back the next week, I was hired to come back, so I sat there week after week after week and listened to these wonderful messages. And after a while, it kind of started to bug me, and I wasn't sure why, that there wasn't more music that reflected what I was hearing in the messages.
Yeah.
So I started writing some music, and it just kind of took off from there. I all of a sudden found that I was one of them.
You know, truth be told, Al, I've heard that story from other musicians that they found their way into a New Thought Center because it was a gig, and the next thing you know, they're listening to this message and they're going, "Oh my goodness," and then all of a sudden it's reflected in their music. And you were kind enough to send me a CD. You've put together. That's like I said when we were speaking on the phone. You got a very good musical sense of humor, and I enjoyed some of the stuff, but. Music is such a powerful message carrier that and today, New Thought music really has come of age. I look at New Thought centers, whether they be a Unity or Divine Science or Religious Science or whatever, and oftentimes the demographics of those centers tend to be towards the older group of people, and I don't know if that's because it takes a certain amount of life experience before you begin to open up to the consciousness of it or what. But, in my heart, I can't help but think about, if we can reach younger people with this message earlier on in their life, what a life-transforming power that this philosophy brings to them, and how much in like my life, if I would have had it at a younger age. And music, I believe, is one of the main venues to do this with, is to reach the younger people. And like I said, we've got some great people that put out some music today that younger people can relate to. And this is your fourth year at the festival, right?
That's correct. Yes.
Tell me a little bit. Give us a kind of the history of how this came about.
Well, I had recorded some of my pieces and had distributed them, and had actually been to the Asilomar conference that you're probably familiar with.
Yeah.
Actually, not having them anymore, but I had heard some wonderful artists, and was very moved. And in trying to promote my own music, I had been to some different venues where some of these artists were performing, and I was just going, man, this needs a home. This needs a place to be. And I just honestly, I didn't think it was me that should do it. I just thought somebody should do it, but the thought wouldn't give up. It just and finally I went to the minister and I said, this is just bugging me. What do you think about doing a concert or a festival or something?
Mm-hmm.
She thought it was a wonderful idea. That was Reverend Lee of the Riverside Center, and she's been very supportive of it ever since. We gave it a shot and had in some of the people that we thought were kind of important.
Uh-huh.
That first year we had Faith Rivera and Jamie Lula. You talk about working with youth. Jamie is outstanding at working with the youth.
Yeah, he is.
And he just his presence brought in a bunch of young people that I didn't expect to see.
And he's got such high energy. I mean, he brings this it's just high energy, and the younger generation can relate to that. And you have online, through YouTube, you've got videos of him and Faith and other performers from years gone by, and is that at the New Thought? What is the link to that YouTube?
Well, Yes, you can find it on our website on the newthoughtmusicfestival.com. You can find the YouTube link, or you can just go to YouTube and put in New Thought Festival or New Thought Music Festival and find our page there with all those videos on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of information on that page. We're getting ready to go to our first break, and when we get back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the history, and I want to talk to you about the performance that you got this year. So we're going to cut away, and we'll be back here in a couple of minutes.
Great.
Right here in the Tower District and all over the Central Valley, you'll see the Bobby Salazar signs everywhere. Let's bring in Bobby Salazar. Bobby!
Hey, how are you?
How's it going, man?
Good.
Real good to have you back on. Now, a new sponsor, The Buzz. I want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I want to get right down to it. What'd you bring?
Well, this is our famous party tray. It's our variety tray, we call it, and it has just a little bit of everything. It has little taquitos and burritos and quesadillas and guacamole. And it's one of the most popular one that we sell. You can call in. We can have them ready in like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. You know how busy we are, but, spur of the moment, this is a great deal to get for any party, any occasion.
For the Super Bowl or any occasion, order a party tray from Bobby Salazar's.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
This week's open house from Mike Briggs Properties. This classic California craftsman historical home is in the Tower District, Fresno High area. The two-story Craftsman has 5 bedrooms and is perfect for a home or business, a large family, or combined living and workspace. The lot is park-sized. This house will be available for viewing this Sunday only from 1 to 3 p.m. It's located at 815 East McKinley, between Maroa and Washon. By the way, the square footage includes a nearly 800 square foot apartment above the garage with surrounding gardens and with a rustic appeal. Come see this house this Sunday, open house from 1 to 3 p.m., 815 East McKinley, between Maroa and Washon, or call Mike Briggs Properties for details.
Solar energy is now more affordable than ever. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And right now at Bland Solar, we're offering a program with 0 down payment. That's right, 0 money out of your pocket. This new program is affordable and easy, with guaranteed production and no appraisals needed. In fact, your new system can be up and running in as little as 4 weeks. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
Hi, my name is Bonnie, and I'm a show producer here at CentralValleyTalk.com. We have a lot of great shows that you can share your business with our viewers. I'd love for you to give me a call. My number is 559-289-9687.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Well, welcome back to New Thought Talk. I am the Reverend Steve Walling from the beautiful, wonderful Spiritual Awareness Center located in downtown Madera. Anyway, my guest today is Al Yankee. He is the founder and producer of the New Thought Music Festival, which is going to be in its 4th year this year. It will be held on March 8th in Riverside at the Riverside Community Center for Spiritual Living. And that's your home center down there, right, Al?
That's where I've been for a number of years now, yes.
Yeah, and if I'm going to come down to what's the best way for me to get down there?
Well, it's actually just off the 60 freeway, and it's right near the intersection of the 91, the 215, and the 60. So it's very centrally located in Riverside. It's beautiful, right next to a beautiful Fairmount Park with a big lake, and it's a beautiful location.
Oh, that's good. Now, people that are watching, you can go to www.newthoughtfestival.com, And there you'll find the flyer for the festival. You'll find the ticket purchasing information and all the stuff that you need to know. Behind me on the screen there is the logo for the New Thought Music Festival, and we've got the flyer up on the other side. And we'll get a good shot on that later in the show. Al, our featured performers this year are Eddie Watkins Jr., Harold Payne, Gary Lynn Floyd, and Denise Rossler. And give me a little bit of history about each one of these.
Well,
individuals.
I'll start at the end and work backwards.
Okay.
Denise, and you said Rossler. I'm not actually sure how to pronounce her last name. I'm going to have to find out when I meet her. It might be Rosier, it might be Rosier.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw that as an L, and I mispronounced that. Okay, Rosier.
And again, I'm not sure what it should be.
Denise,
But
I apologize.
that's sometimes with the festival becoming a little bit known, I get contacted by performers, and honestly, most of the time, because we have limited performance slots, I have to thank them and but not use them. Denise contacted me this last year, and I always go and listen to their stuff, and I have to admit, I got goosebumps, and that's usually a good sign.
Yeah, good.
She's a wonderful performer, and she's actually had a very good year. She just was featured at the Posse Music Festival in Florida just this last week, and she has her latest CD got a wonderful review in the Science of Mind magazine. And this is all after she had already committed to doing the festival. So, it was just reinforcement that I was the only one who saw the talent in this lady who will be new to most of us. So I love presenting new people.
That's great. Must be some divine right order in order there,
I think so. Gary Lynn Floyd came to me through the recommendation of a friend. He's actually from Conroe, Texas. And so he's very well known in Texas, he is kind of splitting his time now between Texas and Los Angeles, and so he's performing at some spiritual living centers and unity centers, and I believe this weekend he's actually at Founders Church.
Cool.
So we've actually had him out to Riverside, and his story is interesting because he actually was having some success as a Christian artist in the Midwest and the South, and doing quite well until he was outed, and he all of a sudden found that supporters were evaporating on him, and he had a dark night of the soul.
Yeah.
He had a rough patch to go through, and in that time, he found people who were of spiritual bent, who would accept him in a loving manner, and he found a new home.
That's tremendous. That's a side issue to the topic of today's show. But, if you look at the history of New Thought, Al, going way back to the turn of the last century with the women's rights movement, New Thought has always been in the forefront seeking to ensure equality of individuals, because we truly believe we're all created equal in the divine scheme of things, that God or Spirit or whatever you want to call it made us, each and every one of us, a very special, individualized soul. And it's unfortunate today that there are still some people that fail to recognize that. But I'm happy for Gary that he's found a home here, and I think that'll be great for New Thought to have him to perform music. And I understand he also has a little bit of an acting career going for himself too.
Yes, he does. He's a fine actor, and I'm sure that's also one of the reasons he was called to L.A. But I do have to say that he is a fantastic performer. We had him out, and it was just one of those rare times when just the room was electric.
Oh, that's great. Looking forward to seeing him. And then we've got Harold Payne. Now, Harold's been around a long time. Not a lot of people necessarily know of him as a performer, but I bet you a lot of people are familiar with the work that he's written.
Harold has always been on my short list. And I don't know that I don't know Harold well personally, but I have met him a few times. And I think he was, when I called him and said, would you like to be on the festival this year? I kind of got the sense, well, it's about time, and I couldn't agree with him more. It is about time.
Yeah.
Harold is one of those super talented individuals. He's, the work that he's known for is more in the secular field.
Yeah.
He's was a big co-writer on the latest Bobby Womack album.
Mm-hmm.
And he's worked with, his tunes have been in all kinds of venues, television shows, movies, that sorts of thing. He's got this unusual talent that he's really known for, in that he can make up music on the spot that rhymes, that has good form, that has everything going for it. And it seems like he must have taken, hours to put this together. But
right.
He's also a Posse Music award winner, multi-award winner.
Uh-huh.
So he's a recognized fellow in this area, and we're so pleased to have him.
Yeah, I like I say, I am familiar with him and Eddie Watkins. And now he's also going to have a workshop there too, right?
Eddie, Eddie's got that great music background, a super talent since he was a child. He grew up in Detroit,
Mm-hmm.
and as a bass player, he actually, as a teenager, found himself working at the Motown studios. And Eddie is one of the Funk Brothers. There was the Standing in the Shadows of Motown. I don't know if you're familiar with that movie about the Funk Brothers, who were the rhythm section that played on all those great recordings.
And he was one of them.
He was one of them. So he had that background, and he actually lived as a rock and roll star. He lived that life that I wanted to live, as a young man. But now as a mature individual, he has discovered something which I think he finds much more fulfilling. He was a music director at the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living, and then for several more years up at the Seattle, some large venues.
Yeah, those very large. Is he still up in Seattle today, or?
He is not. He actually, just about a year ago, he said he had a call. I don't know that I've ever had a call, but he got a call, and he said, I just have to take this music out, and he left basically a secure position, and to go take his music on the road, and he's living, pretty much out of his car. And he's going from New Thought Center to New Thought Center through the United States and Canada, and his calendar's full. He's staying busy, and he's the troubadour.
Yeah. Well, Al, it's a great gift that these individuals are going to bring to your festival here. I'm looking forward. It's going to be, you're going to have this up on YouTube, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. A couple weeks ago, I had John Miller on the show. He was at your festival last year. Nice young man, put together an incredible movie called What is New Thought? You're exposing these people like John and Denise that don't have a great deal of exposure to a wider audience, and I think that's really important. You've been with CSL, like we said, for 12 years, and sometime into it, there was an evolutionary process. You said you didn't receive a call, but I kind of believe that on some level you must have, that touched your heart in some way, that stimulated you to recognize the need for this type of music to carry this message. Kind of take a moment, if you would, Al, and kind of give me your feel for music and New Thought today.
Well, New Thought, by its nature is thoughtful, and musical style doesn't really enter into it, although some styles are more physical.
Mm-hmm.
I teach music, and sometimes we talk about the difference between dance music and art music, or the music that is meant for listening and music that's meant for doing some marching or dancing or doing something else too. A lot of the music that's so attractive in pop music is just, to wiggle yourself to. And it's fun and it's fine, but it doesn't have much of a message other than that. New Thought music always has something in it that touches your heart, touches your soul, and maybe will uplift you in some way. It takes a lot of different forms, of course. John Miller that you're talking about, he's positive country.
Yeah.
Whoever would have thought that was even possible?
I hear you, and you look at just Karen Drucker came out of she was a blues singer, I believe, was her background. We've got people from all different areas. You had a group, it was a quartet, I think, and I'm sorry, I don't remember their name. It was either last year or year before. Younger group, they did more of a younger pop type of music. Do you remember?
Oh, Liquid Blue. That's
Yeah,
what you're thinking.
that's them.
Liquid Blue. I wasn't thinking of them because they were actually a last-minute addition. They actually didn't make any of our publicity materials because that group is the most traveled. They're in the Guinness Book of World Records as the most traveled band ever.
No kidding.
I think every continent except Antarctica or something like that.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, Scott Stevens, who heads up Liquid Blue, is a New Thought guy from San Diego. And he and I were in contact doing other things, and we just started sharing notes, and I said, gee, it'd be great to have your group, but I could never afford them. And besides, the full group is like 10 or 12 pieces.
Really?
And he said, if we've got the night off, I'll send my core people down.
Mm-hmm.
And he called me a week or two before the festival, and he said, we who knows? We've got a Saturday night off. Would you like it to come by? I said, all I can basically give him is gas money, and he said they'll be there.
All right. It's time we got to take our next break. We'll talk a little bit more about Liquid Blue and some more about the festival when we come back. So we'll see you all when we get back.
I'm Mike Briggs, owner and CEO at CentralValleyTalk.com. If you like talk radio, you'll love CentralValleyTalk.com. All local, all live, all the time, CentralValleyTalk.com.
Have you seen a house for sale in the Tower District that you might like to own? It doesn't matter what realtor in town is selling it. If you like it, check it out at TowerDistrictProperties.com.
This week's open house from Mike Briggs Properties. This classic California craftsman historical home is in the Tower District, Fresno High area. The two-story craftsman has 5 bedrooms and is perfect for a home or business, a large family, or combined living and workspace. The lot is park-sized. This house will be available for viewing this Sunday only from 1 to 3 p.m. It's located at 815 East McKinley between Maroa and Washon. By the way, the square footage includes a nearly 800 square foot apartment above the garage with surrounding gardens and with a rustic appeal. Come see this house this Sunday, open house from 1 to 3 p.m., 815 East McKinley between Maroa and Washon, or call Mike Briggs Properties for details.
Hi, Priscilla Sanchez here. How would you like to be a guest on Chuck Leonard's Central Valley Buzz? Give me a call or text 559-203-0619.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
Solar energy is now more affordable than ever. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And right now at Bland Solar, we're offering a program with 0 down payment. That's right, 0 money out of your pocket. This new program is affordable and easy, with guaranteed production and no appraisals needed. In fact, your new system can be up and running in as little as 4 weeks. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. Right. You only live once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. Let the good times roll.
Watch Mike and Athena Fridays at 1 p.m. on CentralValleyTalk.com.
For all of your real estate needs, call Mike Briggs Properties, 559-486-6758, or check us out at MikeBriggsProperties.com.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Well, welcome back to New Thought Talk. I am the Reverend Steve Walling. This is our Saturday show. My guest today is Al Yankee, the founder and producer of New Thought Music Festival. This year is their 4th year, and as we went into the break, Al, we were talking about Liquid Blue, and they managed to show up. How was that received at the festival? If they weren't on your promo material, so it must have been somewhat of a surprise for some people.
Sometimes we have that, sometimes we have more, we never have less, and sometimes we have more than what's been advertised. They were very well received. Some performers, I have no control over what they're going to do or what they're going to say, creative control.
Right.
Liquid Blue is actually a very socially and politically involved group of people.
Mm-hmm.
And they were not shy about, talking about, and that was at the time when the Occupy movement was very big, and they were very involved in that. Mm-hmm. Our videographer was very taken with the group, and he actually took one of their performances and inserted in the video a lot of the Occupy footage and that sort of thing. That was David Gerhardt, so I want to give him a plug because he does a lot of wonderful stuff for us.
Well, that's great. Now, I'm noticing here down the bottom of your flyer, it says, and some surprises for this year. What you got anything that you might tease us with here a little bit?
Well, actually, if you go to the website, you can see that Jerry Lynn is going to be there. Jerry Lynn is someone I've known for a very long time, and sometimes when you're dealing with each other in a business way, spiritual matters don't come up. Sometimes it can even seem impolite, or you don't want to go there. Mm-hmm. But it turned out that Jerry Lynn took the job a few years ago of being the music director at the Palm Desert Center for Spiritual Living, which, by the way, is the oldest building in town. It's a very new town.
No kidding.
Yeah, which only means it was built in the 1940s or 50s. But she's got a wonderful thing going there, and her background is as a professional vocalist. She was a background vocalist with the Righteous Brothers for many years.
Oh, no kidding.
Right, and she's on many of their recordings. And she's also organized and just been a band leader and kind of a musical force for a very long time. And to find out that she was a New Thought person, I said, I've got to get you there. So she's going to come be our house piano player in the house band.
Oh, cool.
And she's even agreed to do a song or two for us.
Oh,
so
that's great. Now, we were talking during the break about the geographic area, the pull that the festival draws from. You're saying that you get a lot of it from the local congregation, but you're reaching out to a geographically a larger base, aren't you?
Well, it's true, and there aren't many festivals or events of this type.
I know.
There have been a few people that have tried to do it, and I think really the only other one that's gone on, and it's gone on longer than ours, is the Empower Posse Music Festival, and that's in Florida. That's a long way to go. So to do something of this type, we've had people come in. We have had people come in from Florida, from Arizona, from Alaska, from the Northwest.
That made the trip specifically to come to the festival.
Right.
That's good. That's good. And ideally, then, and you were talking about the idea of maybe incorporating some larger variety of various. You were talking about a choir thing and a youth. Tell us a little bit about that.
These are ideas that we have explored and continue to explore for expanding the festival, and getting more people involved. Mm-hmm. A choir festival, having not every New Thought Center has a choir, but many of them do. or they have groups of people that like to get together and sing.
Mhm.
And I think it'd be just great to have all those people in the same place and hear each other and commune with each other and attend the fest. So that might be an adjunct uh, event, maybe on the afternoon of the festival or something like that.
Oh, that'd be great. Now, if someone has something like that in mind, are you available to be contacted through the webpage
Right.
for ideas or whatever?
Exactly. You can contact me through the webpage. That's easy enough. I get those emails right away.
I know you do because that's how I contacted you.
Exactly. We also have we actually floated it one year to try to get a youth music competition.
Cool.
And we haven't given up on that idea. It really didn't materialize the first time we tried it, so we need to learn from that experience and I think try again because it's an important thing to do.
I do believe that. We talked about youth earlier. It's just that is so important, and getting the word out about your festival, reaching a broader base, because people have no idea that have not had a chance to be associated with New Thought, the impact when they begin to listen to the music, some of the great songs from, like people that you've had there at the festival in the past. You talked about Faith Rivera and Liquid Blue and their consciousness, and Karen Drucker and John Miller, Country and Western, and Jami Lula. I mean, all these people, they bring so much, and when people hear them, it's it's amazing the doors that this music opens up, and that's one reason why I feel it's very, very important to get the word out on your festival. And I'm glad that you've got a backlog of people that are looking to perform. That means that we're going to see you around year after year, and that's I find to be an exciting thing.
Yeah, well, thank you so much, and anything we can do to just get this word out, this New Thought message that change your thinking, change your life, and just to try to, so much music has message that is about heartbreak and separation, and if someone can offset that with some music that says I'm okay, you're okay, it's all going to be fine, that sort of message. I think that's a much better message for people to get and to live with day to day.
It is, Al, and the thing is, most of the time people, they listen to music, they're not even aware necessarily of the words that are in the background, but there's some level of the mind that's hearing that. And if it's heartache or some of these other, the field of music today is very diverse, and a lot of it is very negative thought oriented. And it's important that we have this type of music out there, and the idea of reaching young people, having some kind of a young people music competition, I think is great. Right now the show that you've got put together, what's the demographics that you think that we're going to reach? Is it pretty broad spectrum, or is it what do you think?
Well, people who are of spiritual bent, I think it might have been in our conversation off the air, but you pointed out they do tend to skew older, and I think that's true kind of across the board, regardless of whether you're New Thought or something else. But we get the broadest of demographics. Our center is multi-ethnic, multiracial. It's really the diversity is high. That, and I'm sure that's not true in every center across the country because it has to reflect your local demographics.
No.
But just the fact that it's accepting and kind and positive, is to me the draw. There's no dogma. There's nobody telling anybody what to think or how to think or what to do.
Mm-hmm.
It really is about taking care of yourself and knowing that it's all going to be okay.
Absolutely. That's just a powerful message. And I've said it multiple times today, but I can't say it enough. music is the wings to carry this message out to a world that is so much in need to hear it. And I got to say, it excites my soul, son. It really does. This is good.
I tell you, if I have a moment.
Yeah.
When I was young, and people would ask me, what do you want to do with this music thing that you seem to be pursuing? And I never wanted to be rich. That was not a driving force. That's working out very well, by the way.
Oh, good.
But I did say that I wanted to. I think initially I said I wanted to be famous, but really what I meant was I wanted to make a difference to people. And this is fulfilling to me because when I'm performing New Thought music, I know that I'm touching people. I can see it on their faces. I can see the glisten in their eyes that tells me that they're being moved in some way. And there's nothing more fulfilling in my life. There really isn't.
Oh, that's a powerful motive, and it's a powerful consciousness, Al. And on that note, we're coming up on our third and final break for today, man. It's time. I don't know where it gets to, but we'll see you when we come back.
Right here in the Tower District and all over the Central Valley, you'll see the Bobby Salazar signs everywhere. Let's bring in Bobby Salazar. Bobby!
Hey, how are you?
How's it going, man?
Good.
Real good to have you back on. Now, a new sponsor of The Buzz. I want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
And I want to get right down to it. What'd you bring?
Well, this is our famous party tray. It's our variety tray, we call it, and it has just a little bit of everything. It has little taquitos and burritos and quesadillas and guacamole. And it's one of the most popular one that we sell. You can call in. We can have them ready in like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. You know how busy we are, but, spur of the moment, this is a great deal to get for any party, any occasion.
For the Super Bowl or any occasion, order a party tray from Bobby Salazar's.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
This week's open house from Mike Briggs Properties. This classic California craftsman historical home is in the Tower District, Fresno High area. The two-story Craftsman has 5 bedrooms and is perfect for a home or business, a large family, or combined living and workspace. The lot is park-sized. This house will be available for viewing this Sunday only from 1 to 3 p.m. It's located at 815 East McKinley, between Maroa and Washon. By the way, the square footage includes a nearly 800 square foot apartment above the garage with surrounding gardens and with a rustic appeal. Come see this house this Sunday, open house from 1 to 3 p.m., 815 East McKinley, between Maroa and Washon, or call Mike Briggs Properties for details.
Solar energy is now more affordable than ever. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And right now at Bland Solar, we're offering a program with 0 down payment. That's right, 0 money out of your pocket. This new program is affordable and easy, with guaranteed production and no appraisals needed. In fact, your new system can be up and running in as little as 4 weeks. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
Hi, my name is Bonnie, and I'm a show producer here at CentralValleyTalk.com. We have a lot of great shows that you can share your business with our viewers. I'd love for you to give me a call. My number is 559-289-9687.
CentralValleyTalk.com.
Well, welcome back. This is New Thought Talk. I am the Reverend Steve Walling from the Spiritual Awareness Center located in Madera, and my guest today is Al Yankee, the founder and the producer of the New Thought Music Festival, which will be held March 8th in Riverside at the Riverside Community Center for Spiritual Living. And Al, we were talking during the break, Eddie Watkins has got a workshop that's going to be ongoing. Now, that's during the day before the music performance in the evening, right?
Exactly. It's 2:30 in the afternoon.
Uh-huh.
And it's called I Sing My Prayers. And what Eddie does is he talks about the creative process, and with the attendees, he actually gets each of them. He goes through a step-by-step process to get each of them to think about what they would like to pray about, and then he works with everyone to develop their own personal chant, their own personal prayer song. And that's essentially what happens during that afternoon. It's a wonderful. He's such a creative guy and such a New Thought mentor that it's a marvelous opportunity. There's information about that at his website and linked to the festival website. There's even a video of some of the participants and kind of what goes on if anybody's curious about that.
Oh, that's great. And it's funny, I have one of the ministers at my center talks about the idea of, in some of her classes that she talks about singing her prayers and stuff as she's teaching people. And it really does. We talk about, in New Thought, we talk about using affirmations and, working on our level of consciousness. And this I Sing My Prayers, workshop with Eddie Watkins Jr., that's got to be a powerful tool for people that can take the time and attend that. That's a good ministry.
It's going to be wonderful. And, I think just physically there's something that happens, when you speak, a lot of times, we do try to speak from the heart, but a lot of it comes from the mind. But when you sing, it's actually coming from here in your body. Uh-huh. And I think it just, even if you have an affirmation and you sing it, it has a different effect and puts out a different energy.
Yeah, I think you're dead right on that. And so, okay, we've got Eddie Watkins Jr., and he's got a workshop, I Sing My Prayers. We got Harold Payne, Gary Lynn Floyd, and Denise Rossier, or Rosier, however you pronounce it. But this is going to be a wonderful show. It starts, the workshop's at 2:30. The show starts at 7 p.m. And before we say our goodbyes for today, is there anything else that you want to share about the festival or people coming? You got.
Well, actually, just that we do actually offer dinner in between times too. So if they come, they don't have to leave. They don't have to worry about a place to go eat or anything like that. So it's you can come and stay and really have that wonderful communing experience with all the other attendees. It's a marvelous experience.
You have now touched my heart. Oh, having dinner in between, that's great. Okay.
Actually, it's dinner prepared by practitioners too, so it's doubly blessed.
Oh, there you go. Well, Al, I appreciate the time that you've taken today. I'm just real excited about your festival. I'm glad that we had a chance to share this with our audience today. I'm looking forward to seeing a great success for you over the years to come. There's so many New Thought performers that your venue, I know, is going to bring to the world and going to keep out in the public eye. As we grow our teaching, as we grow this consciousness of love and divine unity, music is just an incredible tool to do that. And my friend, like I said, I thank you for the time today. I thank you for what you're doing. This is a great ministry, Al. And thanks for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, well, gosh, what a great show we had today with Al. I take this time each show to share with you. Because we're on the internet, I know that each and every one of our viewers has the opportunity to reach out on the internet to find New Thought sources to help develop their spiritual life. Oftentimes our audience are located in areas that are maybe not readily accessible to a New Thought center, or you don't necessarily know where to go, what kind of books to find. So I'm going to share a couple of links with you, as I always do. And the first one is newthoughtlibrary.com. If you go to newthoughtlibrary.com, you'll find just an incredible resource of early New Thought pioneers and their writings as they shared. They wrote this philosophy as they experienced, and they taught it. And it's just, you're beginning to take your spiritual journey, it is a great resource. But if you're in the middle of your spiritual journey, or if you've been at this for a long time, maybe your library's not so big, your personal library at home. Oftentimes I have used this resource for myself as I prepare my Sunday lessons, going back looking for something particular from one of our early pioneers. It's there, it's free, it's readily accessible. And you know, I got to tell you, I was talking to one of the spiritual leaders over there at Serving New Thought this last week. Their bandwidth, which is what they have to service all the people that come to their resource. They was telling me they had to double it again. They at any one time, their numbers are showing that they have upwards of 70,000 people in that New Thought library. That's a powerful, powerful resource for you folks out there. So avail yourself to it. It's free. You're on the computer. You can get to it, and it will serve you well. Also, if you're new to New Thought and you thinking that this is really something that you want to look into, you can find a center near you. They provide the service at findacenter.com. It makes no difference what kind of center it is. If it's a New Thought center, they have a listing in there, and if nothing else, there's an address, but there might be a web page. If the center supports their listing, there may be even more information available to you there. And anywhere in the world, you go there and there's a map of the world, and you just put your little arrow on it, your cursor, and you click on it wherever you live, and you're going to find it'll come up. And if it's in the States, it'll break it down into cities, and you can find the center that is nearest to you. If it's within driving distance, you can go. If it's not, you've got the information to reach out and touch them. And you'll know that as you reach out and touch these centers, the ministers and the practitioners, the people that serve at these centers will gladly get back to you. And if you can, get to the center, fine. If you can't, they can help you in your own spiritual journey of unfoldment into this wonderful world of New Thought. It is a powerful tool. And also, it helps as we promote these, as we produce these programs. If you feel so moved, you can donate. You can go to MadeiraSAC.com. We have a donate link on there. There's a donate link on the webpage for this station that we broadcast on. Any support helps to support our program and our ministry, and it is vastly appreciated. I'm sure that I want to share that with you. And gosh, it's amazing. It's another show that the time just blew by before I could even be aware that we're at this point. I think I've about shared everything I need to share for today, other than I'm going to close out with my prayer, as I always do. My friends, may the light of God surround you. May the love of God enfold you. May the power of God protect you, and the presence of God watch over you. Truly, my friends, truly, wherever you are, God is. And all is well as you go forth this week. Make it a great week. That power is yours. Never forget that. We'll see you when we come back.
I'm Mike Briggs, owner and CEO at CentralValleyTalk.com. If you like talk radio, you'll love CentralValleyTalk.com. All local, all live, all the time, CentralValleyTalk.com.
Have you seen a house for sale in the Tower District that you might like to own? It doesn't matter what realtor in town is selling it. If you like it, check it out at TowerDistrictProperties.com.
This week's open house from Mike Briggs Properties. This classic California craftsman historical home is in the Tower District, Fresno High area. The two-story craftsman has 5 bedrooms and is perfect for a home or business. a large family, or combined living and workspace. The lot is park-sized. This house will be available for viewing this Sunday only from 1 to 3 p.m. It's located at 815 East McKinley between Maroa and Washon. By the way, the square footage includes a nearly 800 square foot apartment above the garage with surrounding gardens and with a rustic appeal. Come see this house this Sunday, open house from 1 to 3 p.m., 815 East McKinley between Maroa and Washon, or call Mike Briggs Properties for details.
Hi, Priscilla Sanchez here. How would you like to be a guest on Chuck Leonard's Central Valley Buzz? Give me a call or text 559-203-0619.
Hello, I'm Shelley at Horn Photo, and it's time to do more with your pictures. Get those images out of your camera, off your computer, and rescued from deep within your phone, and turn them into memorable photo keepsakes and gifts. Here at Horn Photo in Fresno, we have many wonderful photo items that we produce in-house, and we're here to help you find your individual style. So now's the time. Stop by Horn Photo in the Bellagio at Blackstone and East, or visit us online at hornphoto.com to explore the possibilities.
Solar energy is now more affordable than ever. Hi, I'm Ty Simpson, sales manager of the new Bland Solar office here in Clovis. And right now at Bland Solar, we're offering a program with zero down payment. That's right, zero money out of your pocket. This new program is affordable and easy, with guaranteed production and no appraisals needed. In fact, your new system can be up and running in as little as 4 weeks. Bland Solar looks forward to serving the residents of the Central Valley. So call us today at 554-5657. Bland Solar, the Valley's expert in solar.
Hey, everybody, let's have some fun. You only live once, and when you're dead, you're done. So let the good times roll. Let the good times roll. Let the good times
Watch Mike and Athena Fridays at 1 p.m. on CentralValleyTalk.com.
For all of your real estate needs, call Mike Briggs Properties, 559-486-6758, or check us out at MikeBriggsProperties.com.
CentralValleyTalk.com